it's not easy these days, right? Is it, Jim? Right. I mean, because you're right. I hate to even admit how many emails or how much I'm approached by different vendors, and it's a lot of good stuff out there, right? And could be very applicable, but of course we can't do it all, and we got to focus. And I think that's been. We had an offsite with the CIO community here in DHS back in November, and we set our priorities. It was a little bit late for that fiscal year, but of course I was still relatively new. So, and we're going to do it again. We're going to get on this regular routine of trying to set what those priorities are, and a lot of them are about management issues, but a number of them are around some key technology issues. And let me touch upon a couple that I think are really important. You know, cybersecurity, right? We talked about this, was mentioned both by Luke and Charlie. I just want to highlight the fact that we are driving hard. If you look at the threat analysis that comes out of our Security Operations Center, the vulnerability, the real vulnerability comes through the people. It's us. It's us. You know, we're not handling. We get a phishing email and we open up that attachment. Right. It's those kinds of things that are we're really vulnerable, and we need to, if you will, both from a training and awareness standpoint, do things, and we're working on that. But from a technology employment, we truly need to get to two-factor authentication throughout this organization, and as fast as we can. And so we're in the midst of issuing these HSPD-12 cards, right, these smart cards. We've stood up a program management office to really implement a true identity management and access management solution. Now, it's complex because we've got both internal to DHS, right, and we can all have our own HSPD-12 card, but we've got a tremendous set of partners out there, okay? When you look at state and local governments, you look at tribal governments, you look at law enforcement community, you look back into the intelligence community, we are kind of at the nexus of a lot of information sharing that goes on in this country, obviously to protect the homeland. And this set of technologies that we're implementing really are critical, okay, to foster that information sharing environment, okay? So that's a whole area of focus right now. We can't do it at all, as I said, but I was down at our CISO offsite yesterday. We actually had it at FLETC, and that's their #1 priority, right, is to get that in place right now. One other thing, and then I won't take any more of the time here, on this whole issue of cloud computing, right? We've stood up these enterprise data centers. We're driving, and we've got a lot of good support from the component CIOs in driving towards actually making this real. And it's happening, and it's great to see that it's happening. It's important from an efficiency standpoint, from a green IT standpoint, from a security standpoint, right? And we are driving, and what we need to get to, and I think more rapidly than we are, I'm pushing hard on this, is that virtualization technology and really rolling it out, okay? And driving towards those services, as I mentioned, like email as a service, SharePoint as a service. We're standing up a test and development environment. We're standing up a common operating environment. These things can help us accelerate the deployment. I mean, Luke talked about time to market, right? I've done large programs for a long time, and what do a lot of times? It takes you 6 months just to start to get your act together about how you're going to set up your own development environments, right? And get all the servers in and do all this. What if it was there? What if in day one we already had it available to you? We had a standard common operating environment for DHS, right? Now you can start delivering functionality much more rapidly than you can today,
It's almost like adding another app to your iPhone.
Exactly, Probably not quite that easy, but that's the idea. And so those are the kinds of things that I'm really pushing on to try to address that whole time to market and to leverage certain technologies. As I said, we can't do it all, but we're trying to pick our spots.